Well, amendments to the Emergency Powers COVID-19 order released today mandating that every person in the Bahamas leaving their residence is now required to wear a mask covering their nose and mouth. Our Altaviz Munnings is live in studio with those new orders as announced by Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis this afternoon. Altaviz, good evening to you.
Good evening, Keishla, and good evening, Bahamas. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis announcing the new amendment this evening, which indicated that an exempted business can deny entry to any individual not wearing a mask over their nose and mouth. The new amendment also allows inter-island private commercial sea transport, other than a ferry service, to and from Harbour Island Eleuthera for pharmaceutical delivery and to and from Bimini to transport essential workers. Additionally, only construction companies performing hurricane relief construction and restoration efforts to Grand Bahama, Abaco and the Keys, seawall construction in Mangrove Key Andros, and quarantine building in South Eleuthera have been exempted from the emergency order. Gas stations in Abaco and Andros can now operate between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. under the emergency orders. The Prime Minister extended the essential workers list to include non-governmental organizations for home delivery of emergency food and medical supplies, ports of entry, container ports, freight forwarders, and private terminals for basic port maintenance services, including garbage removal, domestic trade, imports and exports of containerized freight, and the import, export, treatment, and bunkering of oil products. Public and private oil importation for domestic consumption, storage, and oil delivery to any public or private utility of retail distribution has also been exempted, as well as the operation at Pharmachem Technologies on Grand Bahama. A healthcare worker can now conduct home visits to perform medical or therapeutical care. The emergency order also stipulates that residents can only leave their establishment for a medical emergency. Grocery stores and wholesale distributors can now operate between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Saturday, April 11th, only to restock shelves. The emergency order also allows more businesses on Grand Bahama to operate, including all water distribution companies and depots, waste disposal and sanitation services, and construction at the Rand Memorial Hospital, as well as well drilling by War Construction. Water services can also operate in Abaco, and gas stations there can open between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. The Prime Minister reminding all Bahamians and residents in the Bahamas that anyone violating the order will be levied a fine not exceeding $10,000 or be levied a prison term not exceeding 18 months. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Keishla.